I'm going to tie it back into this pay-per-view upcoming. Do you think that AEW, having only done 4, do you think they have done the build correctly for their storylines?
Just for this pay-per-view or for pay-per-views in general?
No, just for this pay-per-view, saying that they had since, was it Double or Nothing? Was that the late? I don't know what the latest pay-per-view. Since their last pay-per-view, do you think they built up new storylines enough to intrigue you to be this massive pay-per-view? To be a big 4?
So, yeah, for the most part, yes. Looking at the match card and the stories that have come from that and that are building to Saturday night, Moxley versus Eddie Kingston. Really good storytelling. You have the connection. You have way back and him leaving for the land of entertainers and leaving them behind and supposed to bring them up. So that's a really good storyline and easy to tap off of. Matt Hardy versus Guevara, obviously that's a ongoing one, but it's Elite Deletion. It's going to be at the Hardy compound. So it's going to be cinematic. And we've seen how great Matt is with cinematic matches.
They made that bigger than it should have been. Like that should have
feud.
That feud should have never.
I agree.
Any sort of momentum. It should have almost just been either a build for Sammy or a bury for Matt. Yeah. But they carried that on very well and added different tweaks to it.
And it helps that it had the controversy of the chair spot that went wrong, the concussion that where he was knocked out. So that helps intrigue as well. Not that they wanted that to happen, but it helped the build till now anyway.
It helps delay it enough to where now you can finally end it, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and with the character and a deletion, it should be the end of it.
Pernicious Dude says, thank God it's cinematic, so neither of them will die.
Maybe. I mean, if something happens, they maybe won't show it, won't leave it in. But yeah, I mean, that could be true, I guess.
Nah, being at the Hardy compound, he's going to have mats down and pads, and there's going to be all sorts of precautions taken. Like he's not going to be falling 15 feet in the air on the concrete.
True. Like everything can be set up perfectly.
Matt Hardy's almost at that point of where he should only go cinematic. Like he can barely walk. His hip is deteriorated.
So he's their taker.
No,
not comparing the two. Not comparing the two. But as far as needing to do that to extend his career to make him look better,
yeah, absolutely.
Like that.
Well,
Yeah.
not only that, but he's got the brain for it. He's got the mind for it. He's able to pull it off. Like he hit this point of his career creatively and physically at a perfect point of where he can't go anymore, but he's great at putting together these cinematic fucking bizarro world masterpieces. Mm-hmm. Like even what was it, last year when he was still with WWE, didn't they do the Halloween party?
Yeah.
The mystery thing with Hurricane?
Yeah.
Like how out there was that? And the Boogeyman and fucking Papa Shango was there?
Yep.
Just to think of that, like he's almost in a league of his own, coming up with these crazy, bizarre cinematic things.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only one that rivals him in Bizarro world is probably Bray.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think Bray is probably one step up, especially with all the shit we've been seeing recently.
Yeah, 1 and 1A for. Mm-hmm. So I think that having Hardy and Sammy Guevara and having them, I don't know, hopefully end this, but continue with your match card.
To continue on and answering your question with the new stories built for this pay-per-view, the FTR and Young Bucks, everybody's been waiting that for, forever. So that, of course, that's easy to build. That's not a lot.
Going into this match,
yeah,
has it been so hyped that it's if it isn't anything short of amazing, it's a letdown? If this has a false finish or if this has a goofy finish of where it's indecisive or no decision, does that completely kill this? Let me rephrase that. It doesn't completely kill it. Does this hurt?
But does it ruin what the build has built up to? Like the anticipation?
Yeah, if it's a false it's a false finish and this isn't the end of the story and they continue it for another match or they use the no decision or whatnot, does that ruin it? Do you think there needs to be a indecisive winner or loser?
You've waited for so long, so you would hope that maybe this is one and it's going to be insane and one of the greatest tag matches we've ever seen, and it's done. Like, who's the best? And that's it. But they've weaved this Young Bucks wanting to be like Cody, apparently, storyline where they're not going to challenge for the titles again if they lose this match, which I don't know. That works so well for Cody with the world title. I don't know why they think that they should do it for the tag titles with the Bucks. But you have that in there. So
that's the stupidest thing, by the way.
I know. I don't get it. I think the Bucks have to win because then now you're taking out your top star in Cody, or who you want to be a top star, and he wants himself to be a top star, away from the world title. You're taking the tag team that started this company away from their titles. Like, I don't get it. I don't get the reasoning behind it.
To the point of when they actually get, like, they're going to tie it back in and they're going to win their way back into that title contention and being able to challenge for the title. Like, I believe that Cody's going to eventually challenge for the world title again.
Do you? Because people are going to immediately hop onto him as soon as that happens.
Well, here's the thing. I think it's just going to eventually happen. Either he's going to build it so long that it's not going to matter when he eventually does it. But why do the same thing with the Bucks?
I agree.
Like, why would you run the same angle two separate times? Like, if that's what it is and the Bucks lose and they can't challenge and they're just off on the side, kind of just running good storylines with and elevating other talent.
To the number one contendership for the AEW World Championship, and that's Hangman versus Kenny Omega, which we said was going to happen, was going to be the finals.
We didn't just say that. Everyone said that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was so predictable. We knew it was coming. You tried to book it a different way and hoped it would be that way. But
I know it wasn't going to.
Yeah, of course.
It's the same way fucking Lance Archer should have beat Cody and then he should have beat Moxley.
Yes.
That didn't happen either.
Yep.
I think Kingston should beat Moxley. What do you think of that? That's not going to happen either.
I completely agree. But I don't think it's going to happen either. Yeah, I agree with that.
What do they have to lose now? Kingston's already proven himself as a valuable asset to not only cutting promos, but in-ring work as well.
He's not a bigger name. He's not that kind of name.
Yes, but Moxley's still there. He doesn't need the championship. It's not like they're drawing crowds. They'll still draw the viewership.
I agree with that, but I don't know if they do. And I don't know if their fans do.
But you have, you have other talent that you're using as well. You still have the Chris Jerichos. You still have all those people, the Miros,
You don't have to convince me. I am on your side with this argument. I completely agree. I don't see them doing it. It's not what they've done.
Here's the thing. This is what sets them apart. There's no way in hell that WWE is giving a title to Eddie Kingston, the main title.
Mm-hmm.
There's something different. This is what they wanted to do when they said they wanted to change the world. This is a good step in that direction. This is something completely different. This is a major company with a grassroots indie guy who just by happenstance got on TV, got over, and got there. What would WWE do if someone got over organically when they first got on TV?
They'd stop them.
Yeah. So what is the exact opposite to do in this point?
Push him.
Yeah. Do what WWE never did. You keep taking their guys and you're going to give them storylines and whatnot, but you haven't done what they don't do yet. Push someone when they get over organically. This is what happened with Rusev. Mm-hmm. Got over organically, never got that chance. When people were saying he should be challenging for the title, they gave him a one-off, and that was it.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't...
I don't know if it's no NXT. I don't know if it's the participants, but Survivor Series is just...
No NXT hurts it. Hurts the whole event, having no NXT. I think it does.
It doesn't feel like Survivor Series. It just... I don't think nothing feels right now as far as the build to Survivor Series.
No. The Survivor Series hasn't been all that great. Well, last year was an acceptance. I mean, with NXT and all that was the acceptance. But they were always fun matches because they were overly gimmicked up. Or they had like, well, I mean, it's not fair. Like the top talent, some of the, like they had the Hart Foundation, or you get like Bret Hart. Like they have the bigger names. Like there's not bigger names. Like your bigger names are already running the bigger storyline. So you have your people that you've been burying this whole time and haven't really been doing much as these teammates, and you're like, well, what significance does this have? You're just going to get a 5-on-5 and it's not going to mean anything.